What if you were to come face to face with an exact replica of yourself? A person who mirrors every feature, every gesture, yet is a complete stranger. That moment would be both eerie and mesmerizing. How would you react to discovering that another version of you exists in the world? For some of the most famous Black celebrities, this bizarre experience became a reality. Imagine the shock, the disbelief, or perhaps even the amusement of meeting your doppelganger in the flesh. Would you be thrilled or unsettled? Curious to know what happened next? Get ready to dive into these jaw-dropping encounters as we uncover the emotions, surprises, and uncanny resemblances that left these 15 celebrities stunned. Barack Obama, a mysterious encounter before history called his name. In June 2006, on the remote island of Boa Vista, Cape Verde, a rising but relatively unknown senator named Barack Obama sought a brief escape from the pressures of political life. Hoping to find inspiration in nature, he embarked on a quiet retreat to the sparsely populated island. Upon arriving at the meeting point for a guided tour, Obama was taken aback. The tour guide, a local man named Jose Ola, wasn't just any guide. He was a mirror image of Obama himself. The resemblance was uncanny. Jose had the same smile, the same mannerisms, even the same posture. As the two locked eyes, Obama was momentarily speechless. Around him, other tourists began whispering their astonishment, unable to hide their amazement. With a warm and confident voice, Jose led the group through ancient villages, weaving together tales of Cape Verde's rich history and culture. Yet, throughout the tour, Obama found his gaze repeatedly drawn to Jose, a mix of curiosity and unease stirring within him. At the end of the tour, Jose shook hands with each traveler, his friendly demeanor unchanged. When he reached Obama, he smiled knowingly and said, "It's not every day you meet someone who could be your twin." Obama chuckled, returning the handshake. But as he walked away, he couldn't shake the strange feeling lingering in his chest. Back in the US, he recounted the surreal encounter to close friends, who found it an amusing but bizarre coincidence. 2 years later, in 2008, Barack Obama was elected the 44th President of the United States, and the world turned its eyes toward him. Meanwhile, back in Cape Verde, Jose Ola found himself at the center of unexpected fame. As Obama's face became one of the most recognizable in the world, locals and tourists alike began to take notice of Jose's uncanny resemblance to the new US president. The media dubbed him Cape Verde's Obama doppelganger, and rumors even swirled that Obama had once considered using Jose as a stand-in for certain community events, given his grueling presidential schedule. At first, Jose was amused by the attention, but soon his life transformed. Tourists flocked to Cape Verde, eager to meet the other Obama. Though the two never crossed paths again, Jose Ola became a lasting part of history, forever linked to the story of the first Black president of the United States. Morgan Freeman, a mysterious doppelganger behind the Hollywood scenes. In November 2017, on the set of The Nutcracker and the Four Realms in Los Angeles, Hollywood legend Morgan Freeman stepped onto the set with his signature calm demeanor and commanding presence. The crew was busy preparing for a complex scene, one that required a mesmerizing interplay of lights and fog. A stand-in had been hired to help set up the perfect shot, ensuring everything was just right before Freeman himself took the stage. But as Morgan made his way backstage, he suddenly froze. Standing before him was a man who looked uncannily like him. Sharp, observant eyes, a magnetic yet subtle smile, and an air of composed authority. It was as if he were staring into a mirror. The only visible difference? The man's hair was braided, a minor detail that could easily be concealed with a wig. This mysterious lookalike wasn't just a random extra. He was a professional actor, model, and voice artist from England, specifically chosen by the crew to serve as Freeman's stand-in for intricate lighting and staging sequences. As Morgan eyed him closely, the stand-in smiled, stepped forward, and greeted him politely. For a moment, Freeman remained still, his gaze narrowing with curiosity. Then suddenly, he burst into laughter. "Oh Lord, I don't know whether to be proud or disturbed. Who hired you for this?" he asked, shaking his head in amusement. The stand-in chuckled, explaining how his striking resemblance to Freeman had landed him multiple jobs over the years. Yet despite the humor of the situation, Morgan, known for his high standards, wasn't entirely convinced. He issued a challenge. "If you're going to stand in for me, let's see if you can be me. Try this scene right now, but don't lose the essence of Morgan Freeman." Without hesitation, the stand-in stepped onto the stage. As soon as he spoke, the entire crew fell silent. His deep, resonant voice, his measured cadence, the effortless charisma. It was flawless. For a moment, it was as if there were two Morgan Freemans in the room. Even the legend himself was momentarily stunned. By the end of the day, as the two sat and talked, Morgan realized something remarkable. This man wasn't just a lookalike. He shared the same professionalism, the same passion for the craft. They laughed at the thought of audiences doing a double-take upon seeing them together. Word of Morgan Freeman's doppelganger spread quickly, turning the stand-in into a sought-after name in Hollywood. A living reminder that even legends can meet their own reflection, sometimes in the most unexpected of places. Steve Harvey, an unbelievable encounter with his lookalike on Family Feud. In May 2015, during a special episode of Family Feud in Atlanta, Georgia, Steve Harvey experienced a moment so surreal it left the audience in complete shock. The legendary host, known for his quick wit and charismatic humor, was gearing up for a memorable showdown between two unique families: the Harvey family, featuring some of his own relatives, and the Johnson family. But one member of the Johnson family made this episode truly unforgettable. As James Johnson stepped onto the stage, Steve's jaw dropped. Standing before him was a man who looked exactly like him. Same smooth brown complexion, signature mustache, and warm, infectious smile. The resemblance was so uncanny that gasps, whispers, and murmurs of disbelief spread through the crowd. Never one to miss a comedic moment, Steve walked up to James and quipped, "Hey buddy, I don't know if I have a long-lost twin, but if I do, it's definitely you." The audience erupted in laughter, captivated by the surreal doppelganger moment unfolding before their eyes. As the show continued, Steve and James delivered a performance that had everyone in stitches. Not only did they look alike, but their mannerisms, comedic timing, and ability to engage the audience were eerily similar. Their playful banter and natural chemistry made for an unforgettable episode, with fans taking to social media to express their amazement. After the taping, Steve shared the encounter with his followers, posting, "Today I met a twin brother I never knew I had, James Johnson. This man looks just like me. What an incredible experience." The story quickly went viral, especially within the Black community, sparking conversations and endless jokes online. While James Johnson may not have been Steve's actual twin, for one night on Family Feud, it sure felt like he was. Eddie Murphy, a surreal encounter with his stand-in. In June 2024, on the set of Beverly Hills Cop, Axel F. in Los Angeles, Eddie Murphy experienced a moment so surreal, it felt straight out of a movie itself. The legendary actor, once again stepping into the shoes of Detective Axel Foley, was gearing up for a high-stakes rooftop scene. The film crew had meticulously set up the equipment, preparing for a risky sequence that required a stand-in, one who happened to bear an uncanny resemblance to Eddie. As Eddie stood nearby, wide-eyed and slightly stunned, his stand-in confidently stepped forward, flashing a polite smile and extending his hand. Eddie couldn't help but burst into laughter, shaking his head in disbelief. "Man, I've heard people say I have a long-lost twin, but I never imagined someone could look this much like me," he exclaimed with effortless charm. The stand-in grinned and quipped, "Maybe we should get a DNA test." Eddie laughed even harder, waving for the crew to proceed with filming. Yet, throughout the intense rooftop sequence, he couldn't take his eyes off his double. The man moved with agility and confidence, like a younger, more energetic version of himself. When the scene wrapped, Eddie walked over, still grinning but with a newfound respect. "I've always been a little wary about someone else standing in for me," he admitted. "But today, I have to say, you're one of the best I've ever seen." The two shared a genuine moment, chatting about their careers, their lives, and the countless times they had been compared to someone else. Laughter echoed across the set, turning a stressful day of filming into a memory neither would soon forget. Will Smith, an unexpected hospital mix-up. In June 2024, at Cedars-Sinai Hospital in Los Angeles, an unexpected mix-up turned a routine checkup into a story worth telling. Will Smith had stopped by the hospital for a standard dental examination. After his initial consultation, he was sent for a routine X-ray of his teeth. Calm and composed, he waited patiently in the lounge, unaware that a peculiar turn of events was about to unfold. Meanwhile, across the hospital, 43-year-old Shad Ellis from Bedfordshire, who had spent 25 years performing at clubs, weddings, and corporate events as a Will Smith lookalike, was there for a stomach endoscopy due to persistent abdominal pain. Shad was no stranger to being mistaken for the Hollywood star, but today's mix-up would take things to a whole new level. As two nurses exited their respective exam rooms, one carrying Will's dental x-rays and the other Shad's stomach scope results, they mistakenly swapped the documents. The uncanny resemblance between the two men made the mix-up almost inevitable. Will glanced at the sheet in his hands, his brows furrowing in confusion. "Stomach scope? But I only came here for a dental checkup," he muttered, scanning the paper again. The name on the results read Shad Ellis. A look of disbelief crossed his face as he walked up to the front desk for clarification. At the same time, in another part of the hospital, Shad sat examining his own results. "This is strange. I came in for a stomach scope. Why does this say Will Smith?" He raised an eyebrow before making his way to the front desk as well. As fate would have it, the two finally crossed paths. They stopped in their tracks, staring at each other as if looking into a mirror. Will spoke first, still bewildered. "Don't tell me this stomach scope is yours." Shad glanced at his own results and let out a chuckle. "Well, this X-ray is definitely yours. I never expected to meet you like this." The two exchanged their results and broke into laughter at the absurdity of the situation. As they chatted, Will discovered that Shad had even been hired as a stand-in for a project in early 2022, though a scheduling conflict had prevented Will from attending the filming himself. The encounter ended with both men shaking hands and leaving the hospital, each with an unforgettable story to share. Don Cheadle and Freddie Gibbs, addressing the long-standing lookalike rumors. On November 19, 2023, at the Staples Center in Los Angeles, a long-standing rumor was finally put to rest. After a tense game between the Los Angeles Lakers, Hollywood star Don Cheadle was making his way out of the VIP section when, not too far away, rapper Freddie Gibbs was casually chatting with friends. The crowd couldn't help but steal curious glances at them. After all, the striking resemblance between the two had been a hot topic for years. The buzz reignited that night when a game broadcast mistakenly identified Gibbs as Cheadle, fueling yet another round of speculation. Rather than let the confusion spiral, Gibbs decided to settle things once and for all by filming a short video right there on the court. As soon as Cheadle heard about the mix-up, he wasted no time in joining in to put an end to the mistaken identity once and for all. In the now viral clip posted on X, formerly Twitter, Gibbs starts with a playful introduction. "All right, everyone, this is Don Cheadle. I'm Freddie Gibbs. We are not the same person." Cheadle, ever the comedian, nodded before delivering a witty remark that had them both cracking up. They made it clear that they had been sitting in completely different sections during the game, with no connection to the on-air blunder. The video ended with a friendly hug, and their good-natured exchange drew cheers from the surrounding crowd. Within hours, the clip took the internet by storm, racking up millions of views. Fans flooded the comments with jokes, with one quipping, "The Hollywood twins have finally cleared it up," while another added, "I refuse to believe they're two different people." A few days later, Cheadle addressed the incident on a talk show, laughing as he said, "It's funny to be mistaken for a rapper like Freddie. It just makes the whole thing even more entertaining. But let's be clear, I can't rap." Gibbs, never one to miss a comedic moment, cheekily responded on X, "Thanks, Uncle Don, but I definitely don't want to play a role in Hotel Rwanda. I'm still young." And just like that, a viral mix-up turned into one of the funniest and most talked-about celebrity moments of the year. Queen Latifah, a twin from the past. On a chilly afternoon in New York City, March 3, 2018, Queen Latifah casually wandered into a small bookstore in Brooklyn, searching for classic literature. As she browsed the shelves, a book caught her eye. Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston. The cover featured a striking portrait of Hurston, sharp eyes, a radiant smile, and an expression exuding confidence and strength. Latifah froze. It was as if she were staring at her own reflection in a decades-old photograph. The resemblance was uncanny. Without hesitation, she purchased the book and, once home, eagerly flipped through its pages. The novel's powerful narrative immediately drew her in, but what truly held her attention was the portrait at the end of the book. Zora's gaze seemed to pierce through time, as if whispering, "We are connected." Curious and intrigued, Latifah began researching Hurston's life. She discovered that Zora had lived in Eatonville, Florida, and was a trailblazing writer of the Harlem Renaissance. The more she learned, the more she saw eerie similarities between them, not just in appearance, but in their fierce determination and artistic ambition. Her curiosity led her to the Zora Neale Hurston Museum in Eatonville. Upon entering the main exhibition room, she was stunned by a large, vivid portrait of Zora. Without thinking, she gasped, "My God, that's me, or her." A museum curator nearby noticed Latifah's reaction and smiled knowingly. "Fascinating, isn't it?" they said. "Zora was truly one of a kind, but I believe she'd be thrilled to know that someone in the 21st century resembles her so closely." Latifah was speechless. A strange yet profound sensation washed over her. News of their resemblance quickly spread across social media, sparking excitement among fans. Many suggested that Queen Latifah should play Zora in a biopic. When asked about the idea, Latifah admitted she found it intriguing, though she remained mysterious about whether a project was in the works. If it ever happened, it wouldn't just be a film. It would be a tribute, a testament to the idea that, though we lived in different eras, Zora's spirit continues to live on in women like her. Jay-Z, a mysterious photo from the past. On the morning of May 10, 2013, at the New York Public Library, Jay-Z walked into a familiar space, his go-to library in Manhattan. His plan was simple: flip through a few books on music and history. But fate had something far more intriguing in store for him. At the Schomburg Center for Research in Black Culture, a massive screen displayed a black and white photograph from 1939. A group of young men stood on a Harlem sidewalk, dressed in vintage attire, their expressions frozen in time. But one figure in particular stopped Jay-Z in his tracks. Among them was a man who looked exactly like him. The resemblance was uncanny. The face, the stance, even the effortless charisma that Jay-Z was known for. Sylvan A. Juff, the curator overseeing the library's digital collection, stood beside him with a knowing smile. "Do you see it?" she asked. Jay-Z didn't answer right away. He just stared, feeling as if history itself had come alive before him. "I still can't believe it," he murmured. "It's like looking at a photograph of myself from another lifetime." A quiet chuckle escaped him, though his expression remained thoughtful. "This can't be just a coincidence." He stepped closer, his eyes locked onto the man in the picture, his mind racing with possibilities. Who was this person? What kind of life had he lived? And how could they share such a striking resemblance? "What if this is another version of me?" he whispered, his words hanging in the air like an unanswered question. Or maybe a reminder that everything is connected, past and present. By now, others in the library had gathered around, drawn to the eerie similarity. Whispers of speculation filled the room, some snapping photos to share online. Within minutes, the library buzzed with theories: time travel, lost relatives, or something even more mysterious. But no matter how many explanations were thrown around, one fact remained. The photograph was an enigma, and that's what made it so unforgettable. Drake. No patience for fake Drake. Drake, the global hip-hop icon who has dominated the music industry for over a decade, has reached monumental milestones with albums like Nothing Was the Same, Take Care, and, more recently, Certified Lover Boy. His fame extends beyond music. It's fueled by his powerful persona, distinctive style, and deeply personal storytelling. However, in October 2021, an unexpected controversy unfolded in Miami. An impersonator known as Fake Drake emerged, sporting an eerily similar hairstyle and demeanor to Drizzy himself. The man behind the act, a 22-year-old Toronto native named Izzy, had built a career performing at small venues, mimicking the rap superstar with near-perfect accuracy. But pulling off this illusion wasn't an easy feat. Things took a dramatic turn when fake Drake joined a performance alongside Lil Wayne and Tory Lanez. Soon after, footage of his act went viral on social media, catching the attention of the real Drake. Known for his no-nonsense attitude, the Grammy-winning artist was furious. He issued a stern warning to fake Drake, making it clear that using his name for fraudulent purposes wouldn't be tolerated. Since then, fake Drake has gone silent on social media, perhaps realizing that when Drake speaks, it's best to listen. Oprah Winfrey, an unbelievable encounter on her own show. Oprah Winfrey, the legendary media icon and talk show queen, captivated millions with The Oprah Winfrey Show, which aired from 1986 to 2011. But on September 13, 2017, during an episode of her show, something truly astonishing happened. An encounter that left both Oprah and her audience in disbelief. Carol Woodall, an ordinary woman with an extraordinary story, had endured life's toughest challenges, from being a single mother to experiencing homelessness. However, her life took an unexpected turn when she discovered something remarkable. She bore an uncanny resemblance to Oprah herself. During the show, Carol stood up and introduced herself. As the cameras panned to her, the audience gasped in shock. The resemblance was undeniable. It was as if Oprah was looking into a mirror. Even Oprah, known for her poise and composure, couldn't hide her astonishment. She stepped closer, her eyes filled with curiosity and a surprised smile forming on her lips. "Well, hello there. I have to say, we look strikingly alike," Oprah said, her voice tinged with amazement. Carol, slightly flustered yet proud, chuckled. "I've heard people say this before, but meeting you in person makes it feel real." The moment created an electrifying buzz in the studio and quickly spread across media platforms. The two women, overwhelmed by the surreal experience, described feeling like long-lost sisters. Following this unforgettable meeting, Oprah invited Carol to participate in several events and television appearances, opening an entirely new chapter in her life. What started as a casual audience interaction turned into a life-changing moment, proving once again that the Oprah effect is as magical as ever. Rihanna. A viral lookalike takes social media by storm. Rihanna, singer, entrepreneur, and global fashion icon, has captivated millions with her chart-topping hits and undeniable influence in the entertainment industry. But in 2020, the internet did a double take when Priscilla Beatrice, a 28-year-old social media sensation, stunned the world with her uncanny resemblance to the superstar. Priscilla didn't just copy Rihanna's look, she perfected it. From her flawless makeup game to spot-on poses and signature attitude, she embodied the pop icon so convincingly that fans had to do a double check. The internet went wild on August 17, 2020, when Priscilla's transformation into Riri went viral, showcasing images that made her look like Rihanna's long-lost twin. The moment reached new heights when Rihanna herself joined in on the fun. She reposted a photo of Priscilla on Instagram with a cheeky caption, "Where's the album, sis? *9, in a playful nod to fans' anticipation for her next record. Social media erupted, and the resemblance sparked heated discussions across platforms. Priscilla never expected to become Rihanna's unofficial double, but instead of being annoyed, Rihanna embraced the moment with humor and grace. The interaction between the two made headlines, proving once again why Rihanna is not just a star, but a legend with an unmatched connection to her fans. Beyoncé. A lookalike who's leaving fans in awe. Beyoncé, the iconic singer, dancer, and music producer, has long been a symbol of power and talent in the entertainment industry, captivating audiences with chart-topping albums and electrifying performances. But imagine the shock of fans when they stumbled upon someone who looked exactly like her. Meet Brittany Williams, a Detroit native who became an internet sensation after fans couldn't help but notice her uncanny resemblance to Queen Bey. From her striking features to her mannerisms and expressions, Williams had people convinced she was Beyoncé's long-lost sister. Every time she stepped out in public, she was met with swarms of fans chasing after her, eager for photos and autographs, believing they had just encountered the superstar herself. It wasn't just her looks. Williams' every gesture, radiant smile, and undeniable presence further fueled the speculation. While some were left in awe, others questioned whether this was a carefully crafted impersonation. Regardless of the debate, one thing was certain. Williams had left an unforgettable mark, sparking a viral frenzy across social media and making headlines in the media. Michael B. Jordan. Hollywood's most controversial lookalike, Michael B. Jordan is undeniably one of today's most prominent actors, delivering powerful performances in blockbuster hits like Creed and Black Panther. With undeniable talent, a commanding screen presence, and an unmistakable charm, he has cemented his place in Hollywood. Yet despite their clear differences, Jordan is often mistaken for another well-known celebrity, Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon, a seasoned television star with a thriving career and high-profile relationships, including his past marriage to Mariah Carey, became the center of an internet frenzy when a viral video showed him and Jordan looking strikingly alike. The mix-up reached new heights during a major entertainment event when Jordan took the stage, leaving the crowd in a state of confusion. Fans erupted with excitement, unsure whether they were witnessing Cannon or the real Michael B. Jordan. The situation escalated as attendees rushed to take photos and get autographs, prompting security to step in. But the controversy didn't end there. Rumors began swirling that Cannon had deliberately leaned into the resemblance, allegedly attempting to impersonate Jordan in a bid to reignite his acting career. The speculation only fueled the ongoing debate, leaving fans divided. Was it just an innocent coincidence? Or was there something more to the lookalike drama? Kim Kardashian. Facing her lookalike on the runway. Kim Kardashian, the epitome of beauty, power, and wealth, is globally renowned for her undeniable influence. From her hit reality show Keeping Up with the Kardashians to her successful fashion and cosmetics brands, she consistently ranks among Hollywood's most influential figures. But things took an unexpected turn when Camila Osman, a model bearing an uncanny resemblance to Kim, stole the spotlight. With her sun-kissed skin, striking eyes, and bold fashion choices, Osman could easily fool even Kim's most devoted fans. Her presence on social media, where she frequently shares captivating images, only fueled the illusion further. The intrigue reached new heights when Kim and Camila both attended a major fashion event, leaving the crowd in shock at their nearly identical appearances. When Kim spotted her doppelganger, she was visibly surprised but not unsettled. Instead, she embraced the moment with laughter, while Osman playfully mimicked her gestures, turning the unexpected encounter into an unforgettable spectacle. Lewis Hamilton, the racing legend caught in slow motion. Lewis Hamilton, a Formula One legend, is widely regarded as one of the most skilled drivers in the world, with multiple championship titles to his name. But what happens when someone who looks exactly like him is spotted cruising at a snail's pace on the street? Meet Neil Davis, an ordinary man with an extraordinary resemblance to Hamilton. His uncanny likeness is so striking that even close friends struggle to tell them apart. One day, Neil was photographed driving slowly through town, and in no time, Hamilton fans went into a frenzy, convinced they had just witnessed the racing icon taking a casual drive. Within hours, social media exploded with Neil's photos, sparking thousands of comments, selfie requests, and autograph demands. When Hamilton himself caught wind of the situation, he was stunned. With wide eyes, he admitted, "At first, I thought it was a joke. When I saw Neil's photo, I felt like I was being pranked. But honestly, he looks just like me, from the smile to every tiny feature. The only real difference? His speed." Although Hamilton never got the chance to meet his doppelganger in person, he admitted that the whole experience fascinated him. Stories like these leave us wondering, how can two unrelated people look so incredibly alike? Some mysteries may never have answers, but they certainly make for some mind-boggling coincidences. So, what do you think about this phenomenon? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more fascinating stories.